In this video, we are going to be mounting these Vandermoon Moon Boxes using Vandermoon Moon Frame. We are going to be fitting this aluminium L-track to the ceiling and walls of our van. That way we can mount our lightweight storage boxes from Vandermoon, and we can move them about if we want, or we can simply add more or take them away. We're nearly finished and our big adventure starts in a couple of weeks. We cannot wait. I'm Matt and this is Sky. Together with Ginny and Little Man, we are going to build the ultimate adventure van and travel the world. If you're new to the channel, why not subscribe and join us on this epic new adventure? This is a book life. So, big day today. We are mounting these moon boxes. The new Moonbox IO to mount. We've got a couple of those going above the kitchen, and then the original Moonbox Versa in both varieties, the normal one and the adventure one. They come with different pockets. We have also got, to help us mount these, some of these Vandermoon Moon frames, and these go up between the supports of the van. These are super lightweight. I've been waiting for these to arrive, and the whole pack of these for the whole van weighed less than 700 kilograms, including packaging. That's crazy. So super lightweight aluminium supports to go in the van, and then to actually mount them to, we're using aluminium L-track. We chose the moon boxes because they're a lightweight option for the van, and weight is on our mind. In fact, today I actually passed my HGV license, so we are upplating the van anyway, but the more payload the better. So we went for the moon boxes mainly because of the weight. Also, aesthetically they look brilliant, and in terms of storage they just offer a great amount of storage. There's loads of extra storage on them, pockets and things on and underneath them. So all in all, they are a brilliant storage solution for your van. If you do want to grab yourself any, there is a link in the description and a discount code to grab yourself some discount off those if you're building a van at the moment. The first thing we need to do is mount these moon frames to our van. Now these moon frames, they come in loads of different sizes, so you just got to go around your van, go on the website, work out what size moon frame you need for each gap in your van. They come in either 3, 4, 5, 600, 700 lengths. Work out which one you need for your section of your roof, and if you look carefully they can be easily cut down and they are adjustable as well. Once you've got them, I found that all of them do need cutting down. So I've got a 400 for there that will need cutting down, a 400 for there, again, that will need slightly adjusting and cutting down, and then a 600 to go into this. In fact, that 600 it pretty much fits perfect. That needs to go into there like that. I'll put a list in the description of all the moon frames I ordered for my VW Crafter long wheelbase. That doesn't need cutting down, so that one's all right, but the other two do for this section. If these need cutting down, what I've found is if you just offer them up, pre-marked lines for cutting, cut it about a centimetre short, because these end sections are extendable. To cut these down, I've found the easiest way is with a jigsaw with a metal blade on it. Just mark the line that's already on there round, and then cut that section. Oh, no battery. 2. And then 3. This bit's a little bit tricky. There we go. Little deburr or a file. This then bolts back on. Double check that these fit and then tighten up the bolts. So that one goes in there. There we go. So just tighten those bolts up. Just got to do the other one, and then we'll get these fitted. The next thing I'm going to do is I've put a little bit of green tape on there just to help it, just to make it easier to mark out. Going to take one of my moon boxes, offer it up, and then mark on there where I think it needs to go. So on there And it's worth measuring these at this point, because then you don't need to do that all the way along, and decide where you want your centre line. I've decided for me, I want it 250 mil out that way. And also you need to take into account the thickness of the L-track. So by bringing it out an extra 10 millimeters, you're just going to give yourself that little bit of extra room. You can then transfer that to your other beams. Then, using a chalk pen, I've just found this to be most useful. I take one of my moon frames. There's a handy little dash in the middle. Line it up with your center mark and check its level, because all the beams are all over the place. The lowest point of the beam. Make a mark where you think you're going to need to drill. Like that. Oh, I've obviously run into a problem here, because when I put my wiring in, I didn't account for that going there. So now I'm gonna have to move that wire so that I can fit that in place. Never mind 8. You've got two options at this point. You can either riv nut these on, or what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna blind rivet or pop rivet them on using 5mm stainless steel rivets. 5mm drill bit, goggles on. I think we need some ruggage. Swap round to the side. All holes drilled. Now I need to prime and protect the paintwork, so I'm just going to use some more of that Sikaflex primer. Little tip here, I bought like 50 little brushes from Amazon just because I kept just needing to just prime a little thing. Instead of using those big dabby things they come with, get a load of cheap paintbrushes for a couple of quid. Face mask on, because this shit stinks. Done, and then just lob the brush away because it stinks. Obviously I'm going to pick that up again. I'm going to pick it up now. I would never litter like that. It was for cinematic effect. Look, there's all my waste brushes. The reason I like using that primer stuff is it goes off really quick, so you know, you can stick it on and then within 2 minutes you can be working in that area again. I've also just rerouted my lighting cable because it was running exactly where we needed it, so I've just drilled and brought that out there. Next job, pop rivets. You're gonna need a pop rivet gun, probably one better than this because this is not the best. It's too small, if that makes sense. I've got M5 or 5mm, or they're actually 4.8 stainless steel pop rivets, and I've also got 2 Henry Hoover tubes for extra leverage. Otherwise I can't pop these larger rivets because I'm weak. I'm not weak, but it's just really hard. Let's shut this door now. The door's broken, tit. Look, you have to get your hand in there. Get one of them. Boom! All done. 1, 2, and 3. All in place. That ain't going anywhere. This one here, I had to use one of the bolt holes for the shelf support. Next job, cutting the L-track to length. Right, I need to measure up. So we're gonna have 1 going across there. 1, 5, 6. Top one is 159. I just find that the hacksaw is the best tool for this job. Is it square? Oh, it's not bad. Bit of a tidy up. Just put that little cheeky bezel on there to make it look nice. Both of these are cut. Now let's get them in the van, or let's offer them up. That is going like that. Plasterboard holder upper things required for this. That's in position. I need to mark out where I want to drill it and how many bolts I want to use. You can get it pre-drilled, but the holes are every 10mm, sorry, are every 100mm, which would mean you'd need to, well, you just have so many rivet nuts to do, which is why I went for the undrilled version. When you've got it in position like that, I can mark out where I'm going to drill. I'm going for spacing of a drill hole every 6 gaps of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and on the 7th there, I'm drilling. I'm going to pilot hole drill these now with the bolt size, which is M6, so 6mm drill bit. Drill this nice and neat. I've made myself a little jig. Looks like that. I think you'd struggle to do this without a pillar drill. You might be able to do it, but with a pillar drill makes it much easier. Made this little jig so it just slots in there. That keeps it all in position. And then these just line up with my center line. There's quite a few stages to this drilling wise. Safety goggles on and off we go. So in. Gently through. Slide it along. Line it up. Back in position on the ceiling using these plasterboard holders to hold it in place. I've lined it up. I'm happy with my alignment. I've checked my measurements. So now we just need to drill 2 of the holes through at one end. The reason for this is that I'm going to drill 2, put my riv nuts in, attach it, and then drill the rest of it. And that way they'll be bang on, because you just can't get these holes are slightly out. It just doesn't line up. Try not to punch a hole through your ceiling. And then this one doesn't need to be the very end one. For this next bit, I'm going to be using riv nut gun, M6 riv nuts, 9mm drill bit to drill a hole for the riv nuts, and some 20mm countersunk bolts. We can whip this down, 9mm drill bit in, drill these out, drill that one out, deburring tool, give it one of them, riv nut gun, riv nut all the way on, otherwise it fucks the thread. That goes in there, little squeeze, don't over squeeze. It is a process, this. Don't overdo those riv nuts. I've damaged them doing that before. Offer this back up. Should fit beautifully. Couple of countersink bolts, stainless steel. We don't want no rust. Boom, in. Now I'm going to pilot hole the rest of those. So back in with the 6mm, on with the glasses. You don't want this in the eye. Aluminium and eyes do not mix. Drilled them out with the pilot hole and then drilled them with the 9mm so that we can riv nut all of those together. Did put one through that end strut. Then we can riv nut them and then we can mount it up. Done. Riv nuts are all now in. Last job to be able to mount the roof L-track. We just need to countersink these holes now. To do that, I bought a 13mm drill bit. I think it's a 13. 12 or 13mm drill bit. Big shoddy drill bit. What was it? 12mm, that goes in there. Careful on your drill. These bits are swarf. They look really pretty, but they are lethally sharp. And then you just drill these out like this. I won't bore you with that because it's loud and annoying. And then those countersunk bolts sit in there like that. It is a process, but I am confident that it's going to look really smart in the end, especially when we spray these all up black. New day, and bolts are in position, just testing it out. I've also put in some of the Moon Boxes holders. Now I'm going to offer up a Moon Box, clamp it up, and then I can mark my back wall to show me where I need to put that piece of L-track. Another thing I did was I've put in these spaces here. Is that a little man? What are you talking about? What are you cleaning?
My teeth. The dog's teeth.
The dog's breath is so bad that we are having to act quick before we venture off on our travels. Right, just be really careful because these metal bits are really sharp. Don't touch them, okay? No, do you know you've got your boots on the wrong way round? You've got your wellies on, Bubba, the wrong way round. Come on, let's put them on the right way.
Oh, no, Dad, I want to take them off. I'll take them.
No, don't take them off. Packers. I've put some packers here because that's to imitate the lining.
Oh yeah, I like it.
And then I've mounted the moon box and just gonna mark where I need to mount the other rail. And then it's just a case of repeating the process for that lower piece. So I've marked on here roughly where I want the next L track to go. That's it, you clear up the stones. Boom! It's in, done. That is, obviously we're having two up here, but just checking that it all fits. That's all in place, all bolted down, everything fitting nicely. Last job to do is I'm gonna whip them off, spray them black, put them back on, and then finished. I have got to do all of this side. I won't make you watch that, so YouTube magic. 3, 2, 1. Yes! Finally finished. That was nearly 100 riv nuts in total that's taken. They are all on now. This side of the van is fully done. I'm gonna whip these off, spray them black, and then we'll get it all back on, get all the moon boxes on and see how it all looks. Oh, couple of things just to show you, just helpful if anybody's doing it. This is where the moon frame is perfect. See, at the end of the van here, back doors are there. There's nothing to bolt onto unless you fit something like this. Riveted it into the back of the van, and that just gives me something secure to bolt along all the way. Oh, and the other thing is if you're doing a crafter and you're doing this technique, the van slopes down at this end. So to compensate for that, I've actually had to slope these end rails down a touch, not by very much, only by about 5 or 10 mil, but that just means that you've got enough room to get your moon boxes in. Painting, it's all in the prep. Here we go. I am just giving them a quick rub down with some very fine wet and dry paper. Then I'm giving them a wipe down with some isopropyl alcohol. And then I'm giving them one coat of black primer. And then I'm giving them a couple of coats of plastic coat matte, so matte black. They are painted. Let's take a look. Here we go. Got one batch here and then the first batch here. These are the brackets you get to mount the moon boxes to the L track. What I've found is, I don't know if it's just the L track that I've bought, but they're very tight. So I've had to just grind slightly the back off a little bit just to smooth out where the bolt comes through. I've got black L track, moon boxes and brackets. Let's get these all mounted up and see how it looks. Yes, so happy. Look at this, up and in. So to attach these, all it is 4 wing nuts. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There is a washer that goes in there, but I've left the washer out for a minute because I'm going to be taking these down again. Dead easy, like if you want to take them back out, if you want to move them around, obviously we've got more track. I've put in track everywhere, but we haven't got moon boxes everywhere. So if we want to move them around, or we want to add to it for more storage, we can. Or if you just want to take them out and clean them. I just like the idea of being able to unbolt and take everything out, as opposed to like bonding or screwing it straight into the bodywork. In the back here, I've got these mounted, but this is a location where there's no moon boxes going. So that's what it will look like. We just obviously tuck the cladding down the back of there. And they are up. Big reveal, here we go. Super excited about these. So chuffed with these and how they've come out. Let me talk you through it. So 2 moon boxes here, the OG ones. These just come with pockets underneath, pockets on the front. Went with the light grey colour and this configuration so we could maximise the amount of space here. They're brilliant. Got little shells in them, got more pockets here. Well happy with these. I think this one will be mine. This one's probably going to be little man's. Little one for him. So that's there, again, pockets on the front. Then we've got 2 of the Moonbox IOs here, which are the kind of hard kitchen-y ones. And these are great because, you know, cooking underneath, perfect. And again, loads of storage in there. No shelves in these ones. They do a really cool like thing underneath, which I didn't even know about. And I kind of want that, but I think that's a different unit and a different base. I don't know what that thing is. I think it's like a rack to hang stuff on or something, but they look cool. Oh, and in these, we went with the light grey and the oak fronts. I really like these handles. I wish these handles were like that. These are just crappy plastic ones. These, they've just got such a satisfying clunk. So second one there, this one's slightly bigger. That goes there, all mounted on the L-track, sprayed in black, bolted up. Really happy with how that's come out. Did have the one issue I ran into with mounting them was, and I think I mentioned this, but the actual brackets that it comes with, I think it was just the L-track that I bought. It was just a little bit too tight. So I had to just like grind down the back a little bit. It only took like 30 seconds per bracket just to kind of smooth it over. And that's just meant that they slide nice and easily. But yeah, the black L-track, and then when this kind of taupey, mushroomy, whatever color is all over here, that's gonna really stand out and look smart and just tie into all the other black stuff. And then down at this end, bedroom, the big boy. This is the Safari one, so it's got less pockets on the front, but more hooks and things like that. And then underneath, this is what I really like. Underneath here, this is all nets, And I just thought that will be really handy for Gins and the baby. And this one is an absolute Goliath. In fact, pockets on the front, these extend out. Loads of things to clip your drinks bottle onto, your torch, whatever it is. Nice little bit of room in here. Obviously this will all be clad. And then over here, we've just got L-track because I wanted to kind of put it in place in case we need it. And also the way I'm mounting all my boards, it just helps to keep it all tidy. That's there in case we want another one. Oh, had a question yesterday on the old Instagram. Somebody asking me about because the crafter's slope made the ends quite tricky, and in fact this end only just fitted there. But what I did have to do was slope that rail downward because to account for that space there, basically. But yeah, all in all, very happy with how that's turned out. So we are literally there. We are heading to the Arctic in a couple of weeks. Well, in less than 2 weeks, I think. And the last job to do is line the walls, and we're done. Definitely recommend getting these moon frames. So that's what it all bolts to. That just keeps it all nice and secure. It feels really secure. And the moon frame is super light. The L track is super light. And then the moon boxes are light, you know? So I am over the moon with these. I really am chuffed with how the van is looking right now. It is basically a camper van. I've got the mattress inside. I can throw the mattress in. I could sleep in this now. I could camp in this. So I hope you found this useful. This is how I have mounted my moon boxes using the L track. And the L track is super multifunctional. Like, you can get a load of clips and things for it. So like hanging coats and stuff like that. Basically, this one here is going to act like a massive coat rack. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you found it useful. If you do want to grab yourself any moon boxes, there is a link and a code in the description. Let me know in the comments what you think. Always really appreciate all the comments and positivity. With your help, I'm really starting to believe that this dream might actually just become a reality, and I can keep bringing you the best content as possible. So if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We release new videos every week. We are shortly going to the Arctic Circle, and we'll see you in the next one.